Hello and welcome back to Blow Your Mind channel. The ENTP believes that people can and should change the world. The ENTP wants to be part of a world where people can be who they are and do what they want. They believe that people should be able to live what they want to live and express themselves as they desire. ENTP is driven by a desire to understand how things work and to improve them, and they want to be able to make a real difference in the world, even though they might not always be able to see the direct benefit for themselves. In this video, we will cover the main traits of being an ENTP, so keep watching this video to the end and don't forget to like, subscribe and share it if you enjoy watching. The ENTP personality type. The ENTP enjoys playing around with ideas and particularly enjoys conversing with others. They use their ability to speak and their quick wit to keep the upper hand in other people, mocking their peculiarities and habits. The ENTP, in the end, is content to let things be as they are. They are seldom judgmental, but they can be dismissive of those who cannot keep pace. Because of their intellectual curiosity and clever intelligence, ENTPs are motivated to look for fresh solutions to difficult problems. They are open-minded and original, that they want to study, understand and influence people, systems and principles around them. What is the meaning of ENTP? ENTPs are individuals who are extroverted, intuitive, thinking and perceiving. That means that they are energized by time spent with others, extroverted, who focus on concepts and ideas rather than facts and details, intuitive, who make decisions based on logic and reasoning, thinking, and prefer to be spontaneous and flexible rather than planned and organized, perceiving. ENTPs are often referred as visionaries because of their enthusiasm for innovative new ideas. ENTP values and motivations. An ENTP is energized by the challenge of a problem that others perceive as impossible to solve and is often inspired by it. They feel confident in their ability to think innovatively and assume that others are too bound by tradition to see a new path. The visionary relies on her ingenuity to handle the world around her, and she almost never has to prepare. They will generally assume they can adapt to a new situation as they go, because they are so eager to explore. The ENTP is someone who is excellent at creating innovative techniques rather than following the usual procedure. They question established norms and frequently disregard them. The visionary would rather try a new approach or two than follow a conventional procedure. How others see the ENTP. They want to be viewed as intelligent and may try to impress others with their clever humor and incisive jokes. The ENTP wants to know how things work around them and they want to understand the world. However, the rules of the universe do not matter to them. They would rather discover holes in the system and how they may be used to their advantage. The visionary is not malicious, they just feel that there are barriers to succeed that have not been yet discovered. The ENTP is frequently adventurous and creative, and they are eager to discuss their multitude of groundbreaking concepts. ENTP's enthusiasm for innovation is contagious, and they are often successful at getting other people on board with their ideas. ENTP is deeply concerned with innovation and they can get other people on board with their concepts. They are, however, much more concerned with discovering new ideas than they are with implementing them, and if they don't follow through on their many ideas, they might appear non-committal. What percentage of people are ENTPs? ENTPs are rare in the population. They constitute the 3% of the general population, 4% of men, and 2% of women. The ENTP strengths are confidence. Despite the fact that criticism and ostracization have little effect on ENTPs, they are generally confident in their abilities and talents and have a lot of faith in their ideas. They're sure to encounter opposition on the road to success, and they're not bothered by it. They'd rather establish their detractors as wrong. Fearlessness. The ENTP's greatest strength and key to success is his or her ability to confront difficulty without fear. These individuals don't consider failure a failure. They simply keep trying until they succeed. They aren't bothered when their plans don't work out as intended. Instead, they see it as a chance to develop and innovate. They aren't put off by their failures, which they see as opportunities to take. Innovation. Any innovation, process, or system, whatever it may be, can always be improved by an ENTP. As a result, they may experience a lot of apparent failure in their life, but they will also experience a lot of real success. They live life in the fast lane and embrace the danger of loss. They may lose everything they have worked for in their lifetime. Adaptability. In the world of ENTPs, things are rarely black and white, and obligation and flexibility aren't always in opposition. ENTPs in general are adaptable people who can cope with life's challenges and problems and who are also flexible. They are quick to improvise and come up with novel ideas. They enjoy the constant flux and constant changes that come up with their profession. ENTP weaknesses. Flightiness. The strength of being able to generate ideas for the ENTP can also be their greatest weakness. This is because this trait can become a weakness when the ENTP is flighty and flaky, jumping from one thought to the next and struggling to follow through on them. They may be vulnerable to missing out on a good opportunity if they don't make a decision or if they don't follow through on a particular path. Impracticality. An ENTP's avant-garde appearance and behavior can be both amusing and irritating, particularly to co-workers and spouses. They can get caught up in their ideas and lose track of the day-to-day responsibilities of living, like housework, yard work, and other simple tasks, which often result in lost focus on these jobs. In addition to being stunningly brilliant, an ENTP might be disorganized, poor, and seemingly unconnected. Breaking norms. Breaking rules, non-conformity, while often a positive quality, often gets an ENTP into difficulties. Their entire life is devoted to devising their own path, expanding the barriers, and doing things their own way. On the positive side, this process produces a lot of creative and innovative work, but on the negative side, it can also hinder their success and slow it down by opposing authority figures and superiors. Procrastination. Inconsistent and persistent are two terms that describe a typical ENTP well. ENTPs are notorious for procrastinating and failing to plan their time wisely. This may stem from their perceiving side, which prefers to absorb information rather than take action and finish their jobs. The reality is that they are not lazy. Rather, they simply choose not to interrupt their intake of ideas and information. They have difficulty prioritizing tasks and keeping new information and ideas from interfering with their work. ENTP Growth and Development. In order to achieve their greatest potential, ENTPs should do some additional research. The ENTP can be a valuable ally when it comes to avoiding wasted time and money, but this all-in quality can be a detriment if people don't do the due diligence or pay adequate attention to the details. By stepping back and investigating first, the ENTP can save time and money. Look at the small picture. Because they focus on the big picture and the important issues, people of this type neglect the details. However, the details, which are insignificant to the ENTP, often eat up more time in the long run if overlooked or neglected. It's important for ENTPs to remember that details often are essential. Learn to adapt to rules. It's not true that the rules are there to be broken, contrary to the ENTP's beliefs, and that the people who follow them aren't stupid or careless. These restrictions provide order. If everyone ignored them, we would live in a very different world. The ENTP will be better off at work and in society if they can understand and respect the rules. Stick to it. The ENTP likes to explore a lot of different ideas and interests. Because of this, they might get distracted from the task at hand. They need to make a decision, set the steps to the finish, and then just get started at some point in order to be most productive. Differentiate between the possible and the probable. To avoid wasting a lot of time and money on things that are possible but not at all probable, keep the difference between these two terms clear in mind. People of this personality often fail to properly distinguish between these two categories and thus end up expending a lot of time and money on things that are feasible but not at all probable. When considering their many options, they should factor in the feasibility of the ideas. These are some of the main traits of being an ENTP, so let me know in the comment section down below if you recognize yourself and why. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and be sure to turn on bell notifications so you don't miss any videos just like this one. We'll see you in the next one.